We can move the...
So is the office open to get the fire truck?
Mommy, my fire truck is
Your fire truck is in the office and it's going to stay there, okay, baby? You have a lot of other trucks to play with today. Page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Borchem Shalom Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malchuni Shalom Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shuvchem, Shuvchem Shalom Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom
Shabbat Shalom. It's lovely to welcome all of you angels back into our sanctuary, into our space as we welcome Shabbat. We turn back in our prayer books to pages 2 and 3 for the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And Alice and Howard, can I invite the two of you up to light Shabbat candles?
Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole, so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. Shabbat Shalom. At the top of page 10, or in the middle of page 10, it's the second song down. How lovely is this day? Turn the page.
As we welcome Shabbat, we greet Shabbat as a bride on pages 20 and 21. With the Chadodi, we'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on the 9th verse, rise and body your spirit and face the entrance to welcome in the Sabbath bride. Before you have a seat, take a few moments to greet the people near you, say hello to someone maybe you haven't seen in a while or haven't met yet. Page 26. There will be more time to chat later. I was telling someone this afternoon that some people go to talk to God and other people go to talk to the people at services. Clearly, some of you are the people who talk to the people at services. We're on page 26. Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Testing. There it is on. Okay. Page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושם בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit for Baruchu on page 28. Page 30, but also we did this a number of times over the summer, and then since we've been inside, we haven't done it. So roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Got that?
Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, light becomes day, day turns to night.
Let's do it again.
Roll into dark, roll into light, night
Baruch Ata Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. On page 33, we join together. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch Ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Mahuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, v'yot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 39, with so much violence in our country and in our world, I'm particularly moved by this passage in the middle of the page. We offer responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, in a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets, instructed by sages, time and again we overcame restless forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. And before we sing that song on page 40, we're going to keep that page, but you're also going to turn to page 342. because we are approaching the sea in our Torah reading. Not quite yet, that'll be next week, but in anticipation, yes. Miriam's song in the middle of the page. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances towards the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the seas, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. Turn back. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ahuvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, zehelianu ve'amru, zehelianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 42, we ask for protection and safety and peace through the long dark night. Baruch Ata Adonai, Haporei Sukat Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, V'shamru, Song for Shabbat. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit la'am v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat v'inafash, shavat v'inafash, shavat v'inafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. I know that there are many different prayers happening in this room right now. Many of you have your own, but I'm also seeing a please play with me and please give that back sort of prayers happening as well. That is the joy of the parallel play age. We continue with some of our written and recited prayers, as well as the prayers of our hearts, beginning on page 46. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geulah livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed,
מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue with our private prayers. When you have finished, you may be seated.
I've said this before, but Debbie Friedman, whenever she would sing Mishaberach, which we are about to offer, she would insist on singing it once through for everyone who was in the audience or in the congregation, with no one else singing along. Because when she wrote the piece, the first verse was actually intended to be a blessing for the person saying it. We each need blessings of strength and courage and health. And then we can offer those blessings to someone else. So on this Shabbat, as we think of those in our lives who are in need of that healing of mind, of body, or spirit, and I invite you to share those names with us in just a moment, I also want you to be thinking of the healing and wholeness that you might need in your own life. On this Shabbat, we're thinking of anyone? And Dave Stevens. We also hope for healing and wholeness for Cantor Fine and Sean Berthel. I know that they were already said, but I want to make sure they are said out loud. Yeah, he's not here because he's not feeling well. It's okay. Now a few moments to share some good news or blessings from the last week, moments of gratitude. Nothing good happened this week?
The closing date for the farm was delayed again, but it has not been completely canceled. So still got my fingers crossed that I will have a house.
My daughter, Camille Stevens Birnbaum, is an RN as of last week. So she's got a job in Cleveland and as a nurse. Thank you.
I finally was able to celebrate my retirement with some of you and want to thank everyone who worked so hard on it.
Maybe not quite as exciting, but our dog finally got out of his cone of shame, okay, which is awesome. And I want to tell you just how smart he was. We were told that we would have to take it off all the time because he's a little Shih Tzu, okay, and it's hard to get to your food, but no, he figured out food, he figured out water, figured out his favorite toy, and now he's very, very happy.
Well, it's been a wonderful week meeting some new people, and Oksana through Sisterhood came the other night and came tonight with Georgette, and they are just so delightful. I'm so happy that we're getting to meet some new people that are coming here.
This week, my 20-year-old brother Elliot finally got his green card after 15 years of trying with immigration. Thank you. And I made a promise to him when he was a kid. He always wanted to go to Canada. And I told him, the minute you get it, we'll go. And so that same minute, I told him, pack up in 5 minutes. We're going to Vancouver, and we stayed over for the night, and we came back.
So building on Rivka's thing, it was a long week, but Tuesday night was pretty great. We had a sisterhood meeting. We had more people than I brought agendas, including lots of new folks as well as some familiar faces. So it was just a blast.
I would be remiss if I didn't tag on that. I'm telling you, if you guys were there on Tuesday, it was powerful. We had 18 fired up members, new members, old members, media members. We were working together, planning things, and I gotta tell you, I'm honored and proud to serve with this woman here and all the female identifying members of TBE, because our sisterhood rocks.
You didn't realize this was gonna be a sisterhood sales pitch, did you?
After a challenging year, the past 2 weeks have been lovely and wonderful and calm, and I am very grateful. Thank you.
I want to say a happy birthday to Sigrid Elenga, and I hope Stephen Smith is well, and I love you both. And I love all my Temple members. Thank you. We love you, Beth.
On behalf of Noah, I think we have our first best friend.
Oh my goodness. The dump trucks and cement mixer, and I don't know, there are a couple of excavators over there. Ambulance. All of the trucks, all the time. So I left last week with a little bit of a cliffhanger. Anyone remember the clip? Guess it wasn't as great. Okay, we've got 7 plagues, right? And we left it where were the plagues happening? Anyone remember? Right, so the first set of plagues affected everybody everywhere, right? So the blood in the water affected the Israelites as well. And the frogs affected the Egyptians and the Israelites together. And the lice, everyone was itching. I see some of you trying to shake that off. But the next 4 plagues happen, actually the next 5 plagues, because this week we pick up, and the plagues all the way up through the hail and the locusts happen in the land of Egypt, which is separate from the land of Goshen, where the Israelites are dwelling at this time. So it's this really interesting trajectory from disbelief that the Israelites have at the very beginning to the Egyptian magician priests, cartoonim, who recognize God's power, and then the Israelites start to recognize God's power. And in particular, they notice it as being good for them, right, when the plagues stop happening in their land, but continue to happen in the land of Egypt. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then we get to the plague of, this is plague 9. What's plague 9? Darkness. This is, I imagine the Harry Potter powder that you, no, not flu powder, but it's a powder that then makes everything black and you can't see anything anymore. I'm not remembering what it's called. It makes the plague of darkness was so dark that you cannot see even if you were to go like this in front of your face. What? Like when you're spelunking and you're deep in the cave and there is absolutely no light anywhere, you cannot see. And then the Torah says, except that in the Israelite dwelling places, they had light. And the commentators take this really in a really interesting way. They don't say that it was dark everywhere, but the Israelites' homes had light, but that actually they had light within them. So wherever the Israelites went, they had light. Not that anyone else could see it. This is like the hand, but I don't imagine it like again, Harry Potter, the hand that can steal. Never mind. I'm forgetting my Harry Potter, and it's really irritating me. No. It's in Borgins and Burke's. It's the hand that Malfoy is looking at so that he can steal stuff and no one will notice. But thank you, the hand of glory. It is not that, just to be clear. But the light allows them to go around and to experience the blessings that actually they have within them, right? This is a light, the light that the Israelites experienced during the plague of darkness is the spark within them, which is such a difference from who they were just 7 plagues ago, right? When they had no hope whatsoever. Now they literally have a light within them that is giving them hope. And it's because of that light, I think, that they are able to move forward. Because when, after the 10th plague, Pharaoh finally lets the Israelites go, they are ready to go. They have They are ready to pick up all of their stuff wherever they are, whatever they have, even though the dough still hasn't risen, and head out immediately. I cannot imagine that the Israelites from last week's Parsha would have done that. Even if Pharaoh had said, you can go, I don't think that they had enough confidence in God, certainly not enough confidence in themselves to be able to go forward. There are times in our lives also when we can't see that light shining within us, and we definitely can't see the light outside of us. And one of the things that I learned from this Parsha is how important it is to remember that we actually do have a light within, that there is hope, that even in the darkest times, we carry a light that will shine our way through. It may not be easy. It certainly wasn't for the Israelites. But we have it within us, and we can move forward if we only let our light shine. And so my hope and prayer for you this Shabbat is that when that light seems gone, when it seems like you are surrounded by darkness, that you remember the light that is within you, the blessing that was given to us during that 9th plague, and let that light shine, that light of hope, that light of peace, the light of the future. Shabbat Shalom. Bonnie, I believe you are giving some announcements this evening. Do you need a box, a green box?
Oh, no, I'll just point out. There it is.
Okay. I think this should be on.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I have to say that when I was coming here, I was feeling very low. In between work and coming here, I open up my phone and I look at the news, and there was a lot of not so good news today. But I am so, so thankful for all of you. I'm really thankful for Rabbi. I'm thankful for the light, because this is exactly what I needed. And what I really needed was Noah and Yuval, who I really have to thank for just bringing so much joy to the room. And just a little unsolicited advice to parents. Take some pictures of this. So I can't help but think of Solomon and Ephraim, who you think of as the temple teens, were that little running up and down the hall, and it was like yesterday. So thank you for that joy. I'm not one, my name is Bonnie Becker. I always say the same thing. I give you permission to forget my name and ask me, and in return, I ask for grace when I forget your name and ask you. I'm not going to go through everything in the announcements because they're in the back of your orders of worship and also in your Shabbat Shalom email. And this is your reminder that if you're not getting the Shabbat Shalom email, you should be. That is how you stay connected to what's going on at Temple. First, check your spam box. Mine went to spam for about a year before I figured it out. But let's make sure we get you on there. But the one thing I do want to talk about tonight is Mishloach Manot. At that wonderful sisterhood meeting we were just talking about, a few people told us that they were unclear as to what it was. So I have noticed we've been making a lot of effort to be a little bit more explanatory about it. But short version, it's a box full of treats for Purim. And it's the one fundraiser we do a year, the big fundraiser we do a year for sisterhood. And the way it works is people donate a bunch of stuff, and then a bunch of volunteers put together these really fun boxes, and then all the members get a box. But then you can sign up to basically you make it. It's like you're buying a donation, but you're putting your name on someone else's cards, right? So you can go through and pick who you want to put it on, and then you open yours up, and you have this list of people. Or if you just want to wish everybody a happy Purim, then you can do it for everybody, right? So that's how it works. I am not going to spoil what's in there, but there's going to be great, yummy, fun stuff in there. So please, if you haven't already, the due date is February 21st, but the folks who are working on this have been working on this for months, and they're working really hard. The sooner you get those boxes in, the sooner they know how many they need. So don't delay if at all possible. So that was the main announcement. I want to do thank yous, and please forgive me if I missed anybody. I tried to sort of notice who was where. Oh, you've got it. So Vivian was a welcomer, and Marlene and John were security, and Jordan was tech. I saw Jason back there. I'm not sure if you were helping a bit with that. Hi, Jordan. And then I noticed a bunch of people were helping with the ONEG. I believe Debbie Friedman did quite a bit with that. Maddie, Stacy, Mays, and Emery, I saw all helping back there. And then Debbie, our wonderful accompanist. Everything sounded beautiful tonight. So if I forgot to thank someone, please forgive me. Rabbi will probably cover for me. And with that, I say Shabbat Shalom. And thank you so much. I really needed y'all tonight, so thanks.
We return to our prayer books, page 282 for Aleinu, and I invite you to rise and body your spirit.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On this Shabbat, we think of those who have died in recent days. We are in the period of Shiva for Susan Ingraham, the mother-in-law of Jacob Elstein and the grandmother of Sarah Elstein. And to Jacob and Sarah and the family, we say, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'toch Shar Avlei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. We also think of those who died at this time in years past: Leonard Elnick, Georgine Bernhardt, Joseph Mayer Braverman, Bertie Braverman, Herbert Haim, Abra Sandra Silas, Donna Dahl, David Goldstein, Jerome Gorkin, Sidney Greenfield, Morris Jaffe, Rose Jaffe Karen, Lawrence Kirkpatrick, Dave Klegman, Robert Leifson, Geraldine K. Mann, Michael Murphy, Ruth Reckles, Dorothy Reed, Ida Rudnick, Helen Mandel-Schechner, Sidney Schneier, Isaac Simon, W. John Schindheimer, Lawrence Lewis Tannen, Catherine Thomas, Sonia H. Wyman-Botel, and Jack Birnbaum. As we think of them, we say, Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. The words of the mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivrach le'olam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudasha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, amen. We're going to conclude this evening with a song for peace, page 353. It is at the very bottom of the page. Shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam, Shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam, salam. Shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu, Orevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom. Kiddush and Motzi, and Noah, would you like to come up and get some juice? Georgette, if you want to come up too, you're welcome. Page 5 is where our Kiddush is. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'afel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta min kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shalom.